Hi, welcome to another edition of the Weekly Wrap, the program where we talk about the previous news through the local dailies, weeklies, and maybe occasionally some online publications. I'm Cal Anderson, the host, and I have a guest today. Former City Council President and Councilor at Large, Salvy Migliaccio. Welcome to the program, Salvy.
Pleasure to be here, Calvin. It's great to spend some time with you. It's been a long time since we've been in each other's company. It's always a pleasure.
Well, you're so busy, and actually, frankly, I'm busy too. You're still involved with the community, yes. And it's good to be able to come in here and talk about issues and things plucked from the headlines with somebody who's actively involved with the community. Now, did you have any particular things you wanted to mention? Because I took the liberty of highlighting a few things.
Well, I've watched the show in the past, and you seem to have a pretty good handle on the things that you'd like to talk about, and I'll follow your lead.
Well, in last week's paper, Friday and Saturdays, there's at least one candidate for governor who's talking about something dear to the citizens and residents all around Lynn. It's extending the blue line, which has been talked about for, I don't know, generations?
Yes, it's been a long time.
You know, I heard one time it was going to be fast-tracked to maybe 2017. Well, I'm not holding my breath. But this candidate, Seti Warren, who's current mayor of Newton, is he's advocating that that be a priority. Another thing that happened is we're going to see some changes at the Hilltop. The restaurant's been demolished. The sign's still up. They're going to use that in somehow, but now they're really focusing on getting the design and the multi-use. I think it's going to be residential.
Yeah, it's probably something like that Linfield Commons development that's going on off of Walnut Street. There's one thing about the Hilltop I bet you do not know.
I love hearing stuff like this.
The first male waiter at the Hilltop in Saugus, do you know who it was?
Probably somebody from Lynn.
Somebody from Lynn and someone that you know, right? And his name was Patrick J. McManus.
Really?
Was the first
former mayor?
Former Mayor McManus, God bless his soul. He was the first male waiter at the Hilltop.
That's quite a distinction because I don't know. I don't remember ever seeing many male servers there at all.
Well, now, this was conveyed to me by none other than Patrick J. McManus himself, where we were having dinner there one evening. It was me, Richie DiPrezito, a good friend of ours, and some waitresses there remembered him. So it was, he said it, and it was verified.
That's good trivia, and I wish I had more little nuggets like that. Another thing I noticed last week.
So they say.
Well, we collect them when we get to be our age. You know, the former Marshall School is sitting there.
Yes, yeah.
The city had plans to just demolish it and make room for housing or something because it's not anywhere appropriate for a new millennium middle school anymore. Sure. It's been replaced by the wonderful facility in Brookline. However, at least one developer has showed some interest in it. Now, as a member of the Lynn Historical Commission, I've been advocating for preservation of this school building. They can tear down some of the additions, but the beautiful facade is just so, it's just deserves to be protected. And there is a way of protecting it and building behind it by performing what they call a facadectomy. One of the main buildings in, for example, like that is in Boston, the Kennedy Building, the old Kennedy's clothing building. They kept the front, built a nice tower behind it right in downtown Crossing area, and it's a wonderful building, preserve the front. And I hope somebody has the vision to do that with the Marshall. That's something that
it's a great facade, and I mean, just look at the Rossetti restaurant building downtown, right? That beautiful building, and as I passed by it this morning, I mean, it's just, it keeps that link to the past, you know, that's really important.
Right. So did you do anything besides provide people with their floral things on Memorial Day weekend? Well, did you do the parade?
You know, we pretty much inside the greenhouse and doing what we do for people. We're right next door to St. Joseph's Cemetery, so it's a busy time. And I kind of enjoy the holiday in many respects. I'm able to see so many customers over the years still coming in and remembering their family and friends and veterans, and you know, it's a very nostalgic time for me, and I enjoy it. And the Sunken Garden is a beautiful place to hold that type of
If people don't know where
ceremony.
that is, it's just at the beginning of the entrance to Pine Grove Cemetery on Boston Street. There's this little low green area called the Sunken Garden, and they revitalized the annual ceremony there. They put hundreds of flags out, I think 600 some odd flags, according to Mike Sweeney, the veterans.
And they flag all the graves, and it's a beautiful place to walk through Pine Grove Cemetery. I do it a lot, and it may sound a little odd, but it's just a beautiful, beautiful place. I mean, some of the stones and some of the grave sites there that are these magnificent structures that the old industrialists built in the past. Bill McGinnis, my former guidance counselor, yes, at Lynn Classical High School, he used to do tours and give a historical perspective of Pine Grove Cemetery, and it's a magnificent place.
It was a rainy weekend, but people still got out. The parade happened. We want to remind people that Memorial Day used to be called Decoration Day. We brought it up last week. It was really started to honor the Civil War soldiers fallen, and then it became an occasion to embrace all the wars and the fallen, and just to spruce up graves and to remember our own departed. So let's see, Wednesday's paper. Beaches should smell fresh this summer. So we've been talking about that on the program for a while. The governor and DCR Commissioner Leo Roy finally listened to the people and said, hey, we'll leave the line item in to clean up the algae on the beach, because you know what that does. And Kathy Gallo was honored for a positive impact on youth recently. She got an award at the State House.
Tony Gallo's a great guy, a great musician. We're distant cousins, and just a great guy. Hey, there's something that happened in the news this week that to a real pioneer in Lynn who passed away that we certainly shouldn't forget about. Lowell Gray.
Oh yes,
remember Lowell Gray?
Yeah.
Right. Started Shorenet right in the building where the Blue Ox is on Monroe Street.
Yeah, he was originally owner of the restaurant that was in there before the Blue Ox. I forget what they called it.
I forget what it was. It was
I forget, but he did the original build-out.
But that was after his.
We got about 1 minute
after
left.
the Shorenet thing. So Lowell was a real pioneer in the city of Lynn.
Yep, and sorry.
Now there's only 1 minute left, right?
Yes.
So I want to ask you a question. What's in here is. I didn't get my donut. It's donut day.
This is for afterward. We're going to have coffee and donuts afterward. You can't eat with your, talk with your mouth full.
Well, let me tell you a little bit more trivia. We're in this building here on Union Street, and right next door used to be Cindy's Donuts.
I've heard the
back
lore.
in the 70s.
I came here 17 years ago, and I've heard about Cindy's. People
Donuts.
miss Cindy's.
And this building here used to be Sears Credit Central, and my wife used to work at Sears Credit Central. When I opened up the store on Union Street in 1974, that's where I met her, and 6 years later we got married, and we're in our 37th year of marriage. My wife Ann, my 2 sons, Anthony and Salvy, my 3 grandchildren, Dante, Faye, and Salvatore Rocco Jr.
I know about all of them except for the grandkids. You know, Salvi, we're about out of time. You want to bring us home with the standard closing?
I'll try.
You rehearsed it once.
What do we got here?
That's your camera over there.
Oh, give me the sheet here. We got, okay. Until next time, in every way and every day, keep loving Lynn.